Zack Snyder offers new information regarding Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice's enigmatic nightmare scene. The filmmaker, who was the creative man in charge for creating Warner Bros. and DC's own interconnected film universe, was originally planning a 5-movie arc for the franchise before he was reportedly booted out of directing last year's Justice League. Since then, there has been non-stop talk about what the director's original plan was, especially given that he planted several plot points in his previous films with the promise that they would have payoffs in the future. More than 2 years after its release, BVS is still a favorite topic of discussion for DC fans. The nightmare scene, in particular, remains to be one of the most dissected sequences in the comic book movie genre, partly because of the notion that it will never be fully explained on the big screen due to Snyder's exit from the DCEU. Having said that, the filmmaker has been actively revealing interesting tidbits from the scene that help people at least get a clearer picture of what it would have meant for the franchise as a whole. Related, Snyder Cut fans denounced Justice League petition founder. The filmmaker often takes to his Vero account in order to interact with fans, mostly regarding his movies in the DCEU. This time, he shed light on the nightmare scene, revealing that Flash was using the cosmic treadmill to travel back in time in order to warn Batman about Superman potentially wreaking havoc in the future. However, Barry went way too far in the past, prompting him to step off of the device. Meanwhile, Bruce, who had no idea what just happened, presumed that the Batcave had been compromised, which is why he moved his headquarters back to Wayne Manor right after. Check out Snyder's full reveal below. Via Boy Has No Name on Twitter. Snyder was clearly setting up the ability of time travel in the DCEU. The cosmic treadmill is a device that allows characters to travel back and forward in time. Originally created for Barry's use, over the years, several other DC heroes have stepped on it, including Superman. While it may not be pivotal given the current state of the franchise, it would have been a great way to plant plot seeds that could ultimately pay off down the line. This would have likely made for a better and more cohesive interconnected film universe than the one Warner Bros. Currently has. Furthermore, considering that time warps have long been a staple of comic narratives, establishing early on that this device is already in use in the film series could have made crafting storylines easier in the future. From the sound of Snyder's explanation, it appears like there was going to be a visual representation of the Flash using the cosmic treadmill in his plotted multi-film DCEU narrative. Perhaps, it was going to be in either Justice League Part 1 or 2, wherein an emotionally unstable Superman, due to Lois Lane's death, would have been affected by the anti-life equation, prompting him to become temporarily evil and don his alternate black suit. A shorter version of this subplot was included in Justice League, but clearly, Snyder had a more elaborate plan than what ended up in that film. More, Zack Snyder confirms Injustice inspiration in Batman v Superman. Source, Zack Snyder. Via Boy Has No Name. Leave a comment.